Welcome to the last episode in our packet tracer activities. We're simulating a web server now. Sorry, we're simulating a log server. So we're using the same lab as we were using before. But what we want to do is we're going to create the log server, and it will collect logs from a device and we'll store them and we'll send those to a log server. There's a few little configuration. Don't worry about the configuration just yet. Okay, it's not about the configuration. Okay, it's just about the concepts for now. This is not a Cisco course. Well, I'd love to teach you Cisco. I wish it was a Cisco course as well. Maybe sometime in the future we might have something like that. But just look at the concept. Let's see what's happening as we go along with this lab. Really, really important concepts. Logging is critical in our environment, especially like when we get something like a distributed denial of service attack. We want to see logs. So I'm going to leave these computers as is. I think we only need one, but I'm going to leave them anyway. But I'm coming down here and I'm going to grab a router. I might get the 2811 if it's here. Yeah, there it is. 2811, and I'll do that magic connection there to there. So this is the part where don't be concerned with the commands. It's not that it's like, you know, it's not that big of a concern, as long as you know the concept behind this. So this one, we know that machine here, it ends in a 1. That PC ends in a 1. Okay, that's where our log server is. The logs for the router is coming to. It will come here. We're going to send this over here. I could get a lab server, but this is really easy, simple way to do it. So let's go over to our router there. We'll go to the command line interface. We'll say no to this, and I'll just write some commands. I'm going to enable us to be able to start entering configurations. Right, configure terminal, which means I'm going to start configuring stuff in this terminal. I'm going to choose the fast Ethernet. Now I forgot where I put that. Yeah, so the Ethernet will be 00. See that 00 at the end there? That one there. I'll have to remember that because that's the interface that I'm going to be configuring. So that's where I go to interface. That's where it's connected. So that's the port that's connected to. Interface, fast Ethernet, 0/0. I'm now going to configure that interface. I will give it an IP address, 192.168.1. I'm going to give it a 10. And then I'm going to space and I'll put the network mask. Yep, great. I'm going to write a funny thing here, which is no shutdown, because routers, when you buy a router, it's automatically in a shutdown mode, whereas switches are automatically in an up state. Switches, when you take from a box and start working, they start working straight away. Routers need to be turned on and they need to be configured and to put into an up state. It's one of those strange things. But now, that's up now. And remember what I say? Configure and verify. I'm coming down to this computer here. I'm going to ping that .10 IP address. So I'll do ping 192.168. And you notice in the background those triangles went green. That's a good sign. Yeah, I'm pinging. So that computer is pinging that router there. Now, all right, fantastic. So what I'm going to now configure here is I'll exit that line, and I'm going to tell the router where to send the log. So the router will send its logs to that computer from now on. So we'll do that. We'll go to logging 192.168.1.1. That's the IP address of the computer where we will receive the logs, right? That's done. So that's working now, but this computer is not being set up to collect logs just yet. We're going to do that now. So we'll go to click on PC and we'll open services, or maybe we might have to, we might have to get a server for this. Yep, looks like we might have to. Maybe it should be here. Well, let's go and grab a server. Why not? We'll simulate this. So coming down here, so we've got a computer there. We'll grab a server, put it there, connect that to there. I'm going to come over here and change the IP address of the computer so I don't receive the logs, the server will. Desktop configuration, I'll just give it 100. Doesn't really matter. I'll go to the server now, and don't worry, I'm going to have a step-by-step guide for this if you're not following along. I'll go to desktop, make an IP address 192.168.1.1, and then the network mask 255.255.255.0. Okay, great. So now the logs will be sent here, not there. But I need to create a service, and this is where the log server is, syslog. This is where the logs will now be sent to. And what I want to do is enable syslog. Looks like it's on already. So if I want to take it off, okay, so it looks like it's on already. Let's try something. So I'm going to turn this. I'm going to just generate some stuff here. So I'll go to interface. I'm going to generate some logs. I'm going to turn something on and we'll see what happens. Turn it on, but nothing. We should get some sort of log saying that the interface tried to come online. Remember, all those logs get sent to the server. And then no shutdown. Shut is short for shutdown. So it's trying to do something. Let's have a look in our log server. And nothing's happening yet. So let me just jump on this. I'll just have to double check that I've done everything right. Yep. And it just took a while for that to take effect. So I just waited a bit. And it shows me that the host name had a link change. The link state changed address. So you can see interface there. So if I go back over here, what I actually did also, let me do that again. I went into interface and I think I chose the wrong one before. I did 0.1 before. It's supposed to be 0.0. Okay. So then I shut it down, and then no shut. I brought it back up online again, up again. If I go to the server, it should generate traffic, but it might take a while for that to generate. It probably takes a few seconds, but it does say that link state 0.1 change state. Actually, it was 0.1. That's interesting. Very interesting. So I think it's just one of those things that takes time for it to appear there. Actually, maybe I might press the fast forward button. Maybe that might help. No. Well, we got a log of some type, so that's fine. That's what we're after. That's good. So that's just a simulated logging. It doesn't work exactly like that in the real world, but it's pretty close, and it's a great learning tool. You know what you can do now? If you want, why don't you set up a DHCP server? You know what? For bonus content, this is bonus and free. Why don't we set up a DHCP server where another computer doesn't have to, we don't have to configure the IP address for it. It will just automatically be deployed. Let's do it just for fun. Why not? So I've got a DHCP server there, DHCP, which automatically gives IP addresses to computers. I'm going to do things like start from 1, we'll say 150, so it'll give 50, 51, 52. When the new computer comes online, it will get this IP address now. So we'll start at 50. Don't worry about this other stuff, but that'll work. And then I'll click on add. Our pool name already exists. I've got to give it another name. I'm going to call it Harry's address DHCP. So it's a pool of IP addresses, not a swimming pool. And then add. Yeah, just for fun. And that should work. I'll bring in another PC and connect that to there. And I should, if I go to IP config and then put it as DHCP, see there, should be able to automatically get an IP address. Click on that, requesting IP address. It'll reach out to the server and try and locate an IP address, and it didn't get it. Has not got it yet, which means that I haven't configured this properly. That's fine. You know, let's go over here and try again. DHCP, default gateways. Okay, maybe I might try something else here. Start IP address. Okay, I'll go back to Harry's server pool. I might delete, I can't remove that one. So I might delete my one, get rid of that one because it's confusing. And then I'll use that one. I think that could be, you know, I think I didn't put service on here. Service off, it's a bit weird, but let's put it on. And I'll leave that as it is. We'll save it. We'll save that. So save it, and I'll put it as starting from 50, the IP address. If none of this is making any sense because this networking concept is a bit beyond, come and talk to me. Or I'll get you some material to bring up to speed. All right, so let's save that, and let's try that computer now. So that 169.254 meant that it didn't get an IP address. It failed. As you can see there, I'll do static, put it back to DHCP address, and voila, beautiful, got it. Yeah, kind of works like that in the real world too. So there's a bit of bonus content. Why don't you all make your own bonus content? What else can you do? What other services can you perform? Why don't you try grabbing a wireless device, a generic wireless device. Got a router. Maybe we'll get a wireless router of some type. I forgot where they are, the wireless routers. Generic wireless, that's just a device. I think that's, yeah, there we go, there's a wireless. And you can get a wireless device there, connect that wireless device. This is homework for everyone. See if you can get a wireless connection happening. I'll give you a hint. Bring a laptop over. Click in there, go into the GUI. Doesn't this look familiar? Have you ever seen this before? Set up a wireless configuration. Go into the laptop, desktop, go to the wireless. Wireless interface is required. I think we need to add a wireless connector there. A 300N. We need to add a 300N. Oh, that's it there, right there. See that? We can attach it there. I think you have to turn the computer off first, and then attach it somehow. You have to remove the physical connector, put the wireless there, go back to desktop. Go back to desktop. Oh, I've got to turn it on. And then go back to wireless. And now you can set up a wireless infrastructure. See that? It's already connected. Come on, guys. How cool is this? Seriously, get excited. This is a fantastic tool. Really get excited with this stuff. This is learning. This is how learning is done. So what we'll do in the next sort of now and then, we'll come back to Packet Tracer. We'll do some more activities and do some more things. We're going to do a VPN lab here. Anything that can't be done in a virtual lab, or if it's a bit too much, if we need too much infrastructure, it's too complicated in a virtual machine environment, we will do here. It's just as good. It's just a great experience. And you'll get used to this really quickly. But remember, your instructors are absolute masters at this. They're gurus. And I'm always here, ready for you whenever you want. Come and reach out to me or the other instructors, and we'll help you set this up. I hope you enjoyed these 3 episodes, the series of Packet Tracer episodes. Hope you had a lot of fun, and just have fun, enjoy. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.